Ryback was diagnosed with COVID-19 before he died.
Celeste Springer brings us up to date and looks into how recent changes could impact school buses.
According to the Columbia County Sheriff's Office, they responded to a call after bus driver William Ryback's granddaughter took to Facebook Live, frustrated with the county. They say some interpreted the video as a threat, but she says she did not mean it that way. As more students return to face-to-face learning, more will be filing into buses like these, raising more concerns about safety on board.
Sanitizing the bus seats and up the windows and all the areas of the bus at the end of the day, just as a extra layer of safeguard.
Columbia County says everyone on the buses will be required to wear masks, and they have a solution if anyone forgets one.
All of our bus drivers have been supplied face coverings for our students.
But just like in class, contact notifications will only be sent out if anyone comes in contact with someone who's infected and not wearing a mask. If masks are required on the bus, and assuming every single person on that bus was wearing a mask, there would be no alert sent out to anyone on that bus if there was a positive case. Is that fair to say?
That would probably be fair to say, yes.
Refusal to wear a mask on the bus will not result in disciplinary action on its own.
It would have become something different, like student incivility, where they just pitch a fit and, have to, maybe we're disrespectful in some way.
But they say this has yet to be an issue.
Certainly with the cleaning mechanisms we have on the bus, with asking our students and our drivers to wear those face coverings, we feel confident that we're going to do everything on our end to keep them safe.
The district says keeping schools open is a community effort, and they're trying their best to make sure students and staff are safe, but at the same time, they need students and staff to follow procedures outside of class when they're at home as well. In Columbia County, Celeste Springer on your side.
And we did also reach out to Richmond and Aitkin counties about their bus protocols, but have not heard back. We'll keep you posted.
Happening right now, Columbia and Aitkin County school boards meeting to update parents and staff on how the year's going. Each district will also provide COVID-19 updates. A major topic in Aitkin County, whether high school students will have those end-of-semester exams. Originally, the board was set to vote last week on that. They postponed that for today. In Columbia County, their meeting started about a half hour ago. They're also talking about high school graduation requirements there. Make sure to stay with us on the air and online for the latest.
From bullying to plans of fights or even mental health concerns, Richmond County has a new way for students, parents, and teachers to report concerns. As Cindy Heiberger reports, the district hopes it helps save lives.
It's an anonymous tip line students can call or submit through their phones. The district tells me they know bullying is a problem, but they say they're trying to get on the front end of it. It's a harsh reality.
There's going to be bullying. There's going to be things happen no matter where you're at.
But one that former students like Sierra Hall know is all too real.
In our lunch period, we were harassed.
It's why the district says they've created a platform for anyone to report wrongdoing anonymously.
Some kids are obviously fearful that they may get some retaliation if they report something.
The tips go through a call center manned by trained mental health professionals. They sort the tips into 3 categories: standard, urgent, or critical. Standard tips like bullying get emailed to the school and district. Urgent tips like a report of a planned fight prompts a call to the district. And critical tips like a threat of a school shooting goes right to law enforcement.
And if we can prevent it before it actually gets out of hand, it may save some other student from being bullied.
Sierra Hall just graduated in July. She says she's a bit skeptical.
And you cannot make time to address these issues that I have presented to you. So if someone is anonymously presented the issues, I don't know that would work out.
But a new resource to combat violence or wrongdoing can't hurt.
We'll just have to wait and see if this kind of gets them to focus more on their students than their stats.
All in all, this program is costing the school district about $19,000, but they say it's going to be funded through a grant they received from the Department of Justice. Reporting in Augusta, Cindy Heiberger on your side.
And if you want to report a tip, we'll have information on our website about how you can do that. The district says nothing is off limits.
Well, the first November Masters in history is only 13 days away. Even with the pandemic forcing patrons out this year, the Augusta National just announcing today ESPN's College Game Day is coming to Augusta. Sports Director Mike Akachonis tells us that's not the only way they're keeping fans up to date.
of having college game day at Augusta National has been floated around since the November tournament was announced. Today I can tell you it's a reality. College game day on ESPN will be set up on the 9th hole overlooking Aitkin Pond on the par 3 course. Keep in mind the first 2 rounds of the Masters are on ESPN, so the equipment is already there. The big question, as always, who is Lee Corso going to pick? While there will be no par 3 contest this year, the National has also announced that there will be a plethora of ways to enjoy the Masters tournament from home. The National is expanding its every shot, every hole technology, and you'll be able to follow your own personalized, tailored group when you're watching the weekend broadcast on CBS. Expect to see new angles highlighting both the course and the difficult shots leading up to your favorite holes. In addition to the broadcast options, the Masters has you covered on mobile as well. The Four Fleas Now Driving podcast will be back with Marty Smith, and there will also be more apps released to help you follow the tournament.
College game day over on the par 3 course. That's going to be a really unusual sight on that Saturday morning of the tournament. Riley, how's it looking out there this afternoon?
Gates do close, but I know everybody is worried about Zeta. We're going to have much more on this system and how it could impact us coming up in that full forecast.
After years of sitting empty at the corner of Gordon Highway and Regency Boulevard, the Regency Mall is finally being torn down. Crews have been out there demolishing parts of that abandoned building since Thursday. Officials with the Augusta Economic Development Authority say something is in store for the property, but they can't say what exactly that is yet. At last check, we heard property owners tried to demolish parts of the gravel. You remember the parking lots as they were trying to cut down on those stormwater fees, but the city shut it down because they didn't file permits for it. But city permits now show they do plan to demolish the entire thing. City of Augusta faces a $5 million budget shortfall.
It's a big one in leaders tonight. The other debate is set for Sunday at 5 in the evening. You can catch that one live on our Facebook page.
With cases rising across the nation and record-breaking daily cases in some states, it's clear COVID-19 is not going anywhere anytime soon. But with a vaccine likely still months away from being approved, what's the alternative? Wrdw spoke with local researchers to find out.
We've all likely wondered, until there's a vaccine, is there any way I can protect myself from COVID-19? Well, AU says that there's a common vitamin and a typically controversial drug that could help. Dr. Carlos Aizales studies aging, but he found something in common with COVID-19 patients and his usual subjects.
A number of them presented some signs which were consistent with accelerated aging.
So he and his colleague, Dr. Fuzile, went to work and found just as vitamin C helps with health in old age, it helps with COVID-19.
Your ability to use the vitamin C by getting inside the cell is decreased. And if they have symptoms, to start taking some of these supplements because they could be a benefit in that setting.
Because vitamin C helps decrease inflammation, often caused by COVID-19.
CBD also has anti-inflammatory properties.
And researchers at AU say lab studies show pure medical CBD can help the lungs recover from COVID-19, and it calms the body's often overwhelming immune response to the virus.
Arthritis, joint pain, and in that case it's used as an oil. So I think that probably some internal ingestion of some of these preparations would probably be sufficient.
But it's too early to be completely sure. Those findings could be used in AU's long-term COVID clinic that's in the works, as researchers try to find a way to heal patients still facing symptoms months later.
And are there things we can do to prevent them from presenting illness 10, 20 years further down the line?
Before taking any extra vitamins or medication, AU says make sure you talk to your doctor, because if you take too much of anything, it's typically not too good for your health. Reporting in Augusta, Brady Trotnell on your side.
Too much, not always a good thing. In fact, though, President Trump was prescribed vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc for his COVID-19 diagnosis. If you aren't sure, some foods with high vitamin C are kiwi, strawberries, bell peppers, and broccoli, and it's difficult to get too much of any of those.
Historic, that's what Payne College is calling an announcement they're expected to make any minute now. You're taking a live look at the podium there as we wait, but in a news release earlier, they say Payne College will announce new developments that will have major impacts on the college future. This announcement going on campus any minute now. We do have a crew there. We'll let you know as soon as we learn something from the campus.
And the pandemic taking a toll in many ways, including breast cancer awareness. We're going to explain how and why in 90 seconds.
And this little store mascot, treated like royalty and is creating quite a following. We'll meet Tater coming up.
And Zeta is continuing
responsible for the content of this advertising.
Well, we all know October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but this year doctors say the pandemic is causing fewer women to go in and get checked. As Wrdw reports, it's not the only issue affecting this important cause.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and for one local breast cancer survivor, that's what she's doing, raising awareness and funds for people who can't afford mammograms. And here at the Breast Health Center at AU, they're stressing the importance for everyone to get a mammogram, even during a pandemic. These machines aren't as busy as they were this time last year.
It's very important that we still put our health on the front burner and get those tests done, get those mammograms done.
Finding the time, the money, or the child care to get a mammogram during a pandemic is not that simple for everyone.
It was no funds to help me fund from the beginning of my journey.
Tyranda Anderson is a breast cancer survivor and created the nonprofit Pink Out Loud. She wants to make sure everyone has the access and funds to get a yearly mammogram, especially right now.
I just thought it was a need to create something, another forum in the community to be able to get at least a yearly mammogram.
A new AU study shows Black and Hispanic women are 20% more likely to be diagnosed with advanced breast cancer.
It has to do with access to care. If you don't have access to care, you wouldn't get your screening mammograms on time.
Doctors say they are trying to change that percentage.
I think we need to work more on that, and we need to be able to reach more people and spread the word out.
That's exactly what Anderson is fighting for.
People need to know that they can get assistance. They shouldn't be afraid to go to the doctor because they're afraid that, oh, I can't pay for this. I'm going to have to choose. I don't want that. Not on my watch if I can help it.
AU is holding Saturday mammograms on November 7th and 21st and December 5th and 19th from 8 to 1. You can call the Breast Health Center to sign up or go to their website at augustahealth.org/mammo. Reporting in Augusta, Will Rio, on your side.
And on November 15th, there will be a breast cancer event called Runway Fierce Walk for a Cure. It's a fashion show showcasing breast cancer survivors. We've got more information about that on our website.
You know, mascots come in all shapes and sizes, from tigers to elephants, but this mascot at the Lowe's in Evans is turning heads and gaining a lot of fans on social media. Tater is a Jack Russell Terrier. His owner tells us he loves going to the store where he is treated like a rock star. His Facebook page with 600 followers in just a short amount of time, but those followers come from 8 countries, and he's had to turn down an appearance so far at a Lowe's store in Australia. So search Tater at Lowe's to check him out on Facebook. Don't you love that? I'm heading over there tonight. I've got to meet Tater.
I can't believe I haven't met Tater yet. I've been missing him all these years, but yeah definitely got to look out for him for sure. We are to the weekend looking fantastic on Halloween with highs in the upper 60s.
All right, check it out. These are the entries for the City of Aitkin's pumpkin decorating contest. Where are they? We're building the suspense. Today is the first day. There they are. You can go and see these cuties and see these masterpieces. They'll be on display at the train depot in downtown Aitkin until Friday, but hopefully looks like some creative kids got involved there.
I like the little green one there. That's kind of unusual.
Yeah, that's off of, what is that, Angry Birds.
Okay.
One of the piggies.
I'll take your word for it. Halloween is just 6 days away, but we're already getting pictures that you have shared with us on your, there's our own Meredith Anderson, that you've been sharing with us. We love seeing how creative you are getting in this spooky season. Make sure to send us your costumes through the website or the WRDW app. Captain America right there. You might see your picture on TV, and thanks for all of you already pitching in.
I can't wait. This is my favorite part.
I love that. Look at that. She's kind of a haunted-looking ballerina. Okay, fall season's winding down, and now we have a better idea of what winter sports will look like. That's next with Mike in sports.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Throughout July and August, South Carolina schools were held in limbo about what their fall sports seasons would look like. Luckily, that's not the case for winter sports, as both of our main leagues have their plans in place. The Georgia High School Association pushed back the start of basketball season just slightly to November 20th, a week later than it was originally scheduled. The playoff schedule is staying the same. Practice, however, was allowed to start on Monday. Across the river in South Carolina, no major changes to basketball season. Practice can begin on November 2nd, with the first games taking place on November 30th. The SCHSL did, however, recommend that basketball teams have 2 days between contests, with tournaments being an exception to that. Also in South Carolina, the playoffs for both wrestling and basketball will be reduced from 5 rounds down to 4. Yesterday, there was some doubt about Christian McCaffrey being ready